Hello, everybody. My name is Marissa, and this is Miles with Marissa. And apparently, I like to run. So, let's just jump right into it. I've never done this before. I have never had a YouTube channel, but I kind of want to share with everybody. And if this comes up on your channel, welcome in on your YouTube scroll. Welcome in. I just wanted to share with everybody kind of my running experience. Since everybody else puts it out there, I might as well put my running experience out there and just show you that you don't have to be elite. You don't have to be like the best runner in the world. You don't have to run 8-minute miles. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to be that to be a runner. You can put your shoes on in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening, whenever you want to, put those shoes on, lace them up, and go out there for a jog, and you're still a runner. And you know what? You can even stop and walk sometimes, and you're still a runner. You did more than the person that didn't put their shoes on. So I always think of it that way. And then the more you do it, the better you are at it, the better your body adjusts, and you can start running further and longer. And before you know it, you're running ultra marathons. So I started running in 2000. Let's rewind. Whoop. I started running in 2015 and really consolidated my running in 2017. I had never ran in my life. I didn't have the first clue about running. I never ran track. I never ran cross country. I never did any of that. To me, running just looked really boring. It looked really hard, and I just did not want to be a part of that. When I got in my 20s, I was quite a bit overweight, had a little bit of hormonal problems, and I decided I have to lose weight, take control of my life, and do something about everything that was going on. And how can I correct this without having to take a bunch of pills and all of these things. So I started looking for diet options. I started changing my life, and running has been the consistency in my life since 2015. In 2017, I really started getting consistent with running, started really consolidating that in my life. Running has been with me through the toughest times in my life, and it has gotten me through so much. I know that sounds so crazy that a sport or some kind of hobby can really change your life. But let me tell you, it has changed me, and it has changed me for the better. It has taught me a lot of things about myself, and I am truly thankful. So I met a coworker in 2017 that really just helped me. She was a personal trainer, but we ended up working a job together in healthcare, which is so random, so weird. We're both nurses now, and we like she was going to be a personal trainer, went to school to do that, and then she was like, this is not what I want to do. And then went into nursing, and that is how I truly met her. And she has changed my life by introducing, just making running a whole different experience. And she truly, like, I don't think she knows how much she truly changed my life, but she has. And here I am in 2026 still running. So let's dive into that on our first video, and then I'll just tell you a little bit about how it happened. So I road raced for quite some time, and I have done lots of 5Ks. I've done a couple 10Ks. I've done eight eight half marathons, maybe nine. I can't remember. I lose track. And I've done one full marathon on the road. Um, and then I was going to do a second road marathon, and I met somebody when I moved. I relocated to Texas. I took a job in Texas, had some family in Texas. So I moved from Missouri to Texas, all the way down there. And very interesting story. I absolutely like just needed a change in my life. So I packed my bags, went to Texas, took a job. As a cardiac cath lab nurse, and that was amazing. So I ended up meeting a lady in Texas, and she started telling me about um, ultra marathons. And I said, "Excuse me, what is an ultra marathon?" And she said, "Oh, I would love to tell you about these amazing races." So, an ultra marathon is anything further than an actual marathon distance. So, a marathon itself is 26.2 miles. Anything further than that, you're talking ultra marathon. Okay. So, a lot of these ultra marathons are on the trail. So, you're switching from road to trail. And that was a very interesting transition for me. Um, you're talking road, pavement, you're pretty much I mean, you have hills and stuff like that too already. You got some that are pretty flat, but you don't have any like crazy terrain. Okay, so I went from that to ultra marathoning. She was like, if you can run a marathon, you can run a 50K. And I'm like, okay, excuse me, how far is a 50K? And she's like, oh, it's only 31 miles. And I'm like, I'm sorry, 31 miles is a long ways. And not only am I not running it on the road, I'm running it on like in the woods. And I'm like looking at this lady like she's nuts. I'm like, that is crazy, right? Crazy. And then I started thinking about myself. I'm like, but I'm already kind of crazy, right? Because apparently I like running. So I said, you know what? You've talked me into it. It took me like 24 hours. Okay. And I was like, okay, I'll do this. I'll do this crazy ultra marathon thing that you're talking about. So fast forward, I ended up going to Utah and having to train. I took a work contract up in Utah and I had to train for this ultra marathon in Utah. So I'm like, this is great because I'm like doing switchbacks in the mountains. I'm doing all kinds of training up in the mountains. I'm doing hill reps, all kinds of stuff. So I really started trail running when I was there because there were trails everywhere. So that was an amazing experience. I get here, I'm like, I don't know if I can run this thing. That is a long ways. I just don't know if I can do it. She's like, don't undersell yourself. She's like, you're going to do fine. She was like, nobody ever feels prepared. Just go out there and just do the best you can. So I almost switched my distance to a marathon. And I was like, "No, I'm just gonna do the marathon or the half." And she's like, "No, don't sell yourself short. Like just get out there, do the best you can. Don't have to run the whole thing, power hike some of it." And I'm like, okay, fine, I'm gonna do it. And boy, did it change my life. So I got out there, I did it, I finished. I think I did it in like 11 hours and 30 minutes or something. I don't remember. I don't remember. It was amazing. It was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. These people they take their canopies. So I'm like showing up. I have no clue what this is, right? I'm showing up. People have canopies out there. They're 100 milers out there. I'm like, I'm so sorry. What do you mean people are on their feet for 100 miles? I'm like, that's crazy. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm going to be out there for 30 miles and on my feet for 30 miles. And so I'm like seeing all these other people. And I feel like that's what really just like ignited something inside me. I'm like, okay, this is so fun. This is so cool. And so since then, I can't even remember when I started doing that. Probably 2020, I'd say 2022. And it really just changed my life. So I haven't really been ultra running as long as I've been road running, I would say. But what I love about it is and I wrote down notes. So if I'm like looking over, it's because I have notes over here because I am not good. I just don't want this video to be super long. So I'm just trying to get through everything without making it really long. So I wrote down some notes to keep me on track. And I can always do another video about like what I truly love about running and make that a whole nother thing. Um, because running's taught me a lot. I think the biggest thing I love about it is the community. You have a community and runners are out there that are not elite runners. They do not have any sort of support or anything like that. And they're just out there running because they love to run. They're running for fun, and they go out there and they encourage you. They want you to do the best you can do. They want you to finish. That to me is so amazing. And that's what I want to be, because I see it through them. And then I'm like, okay, I want to be like that because I want everybody to succeed in their goals to become a runner. Like, that is amazing to me. So that's one thing I love about it. So I've actually been on a little bit of a break for the least. I've been off running for the last probably, well, I've been running kind of on and off, but like serious running, serious, like full blown running, um, like, I guess, schedule, what would you call it, training plan, full blown training plan or schedule, just because I went through a pretty crazy knee injury probably about since November of last year. I almost went to the ortho doctor. It was getting so bad. But I ran a race in November of last year, ran 100K, and I had quite a few slowdowns at the beginning of the race. So I was really pushing myself at the very end to kind of pull myself in as quickly as I could without having to spend a lot of time out there. Um, because I'd slowed down so much at the beginning just due to some things. And so I really was like working hard in the last portion, like from mile 40 to mile 60, to just try to really get myself back in there. And so that race was in Glen Rose, Texas, and it was so fun. It was so fun. And that's where I ran the 30 mile. I ran my 50K. That was the same course, just more loops. So each loop was like about 10 and a half ish miles. And so I had to run 6 of those. So um, I just had a blast, but I was really pushing myself right at the end of the race, injured my knee because I hit a little hole, and when I pulled my foot out of the hole, I just kept running, and I think I may have tweaked my knee a little bit and maybe give myself a little bit of tendonitis. I have no clue, but all I know is I injured it pretty badly, and I was like, I have got to give myself a little bit of grace here and back off quite a bit. So I am not quite where I want to be right now. I do have another race on the books for September, and I am really going to start putting on a training load come Monday and just start really training for that. Um, I do have a goal time. I want to do it. I want to do it in 20 hours. I don't know if I can, but I will take anything. I just want to finish. So, coming off an injury, injuries really suck. I haven't had a really bad one in a while. This has probably been my first really bad one in a while that really put me down where I could not get out there and run. I could walk. So I've done a lot of walking, just trying to stay in there, moving as much as I can. But it has really set me back. So hopefully I can catch up, and I'm not gonna be too hard on myself. I'm just gonna try to ease back in, um, back to that beginner level and just try to move myself back up. So um but it was so fun. I can do a video on my last 100K if anybody wants to hear the story or see or hear stories about my races. Um, I can do that. I've done two 30 milers. I did my first 100K finish last year in November. And then I ran that race again the year before in November. And I had to DNF. I can do a video about that. Um, that was literally the hardest thing I've ever had to do. It makes me emotional. I got to 42 miles and had a DNF due to some just medical issues. And so I can do a video about that. Um, But if anybody wants to know about that, how to get past a DNF and move forward, it is not easy. Not easy. It was my very first one. But yeah, that was pretty rough. Um, so let's see. I'm just looking at my notes. Um, Ultra running was I feel like running in general was a little bit harder for me to maybe pick up because I had to learn a lot of things on my own. I didn't have a lot of I didn't have a lot of help. So I didn't and you get a lot of and you have to figure out what kind of runner you are. So like one thing that works for one person may not work for you. And so you kind of have to weed out information. That takes a little bit of time. It's going to take some effort, but if you really want to do it, it's in there. It's inside you. I know everybody can do it. Um, you just have to figure out what kind of runner you are and don't be so hard on yourself. Like you can't be mean to yourself. Like you have to be out there and you have to really make it fun. You have to be like, okay, I may not be feeling like running a tempo run today, so I'm just going to run an easy run. Or, you know what? I'm going to walk today. But you're out there, you got your shoes laced up, and don't worry so much about when you're starting, don't worry so much about PRs and about all of this stuff that people, make you feel insufficient because you're still putting your shoes on, you're still running, you're still going out there, and you're still being active. So that is what truly matters. And I think that's what I love about the ultra running community is everybody makes you feel like you're a million, like you are an elite, like you are so amazing, even if you're not, you you are in their like in their eyes, like you are amazing because you got out there and you are actually running. So that is just so amazing, so great. So I'm going to try to make this video right at 20 minutes. So um but if you guys want to hear, like, maybe help me, like ask me questions, and then I can kind of do videos based on the questions you ask me or whatever, however. But if you don't ask me questions, I'm just going to make videos. Like, who knows what you're going to hear on this channel. So kind of went over that already. Uh, People ask me, they'll be like, what level of runner are you? And I'm like, I don't know. Um, and they're like, well, are you beginner? Are you intermediate? Are you advanced? Like, what kind of running population are you speaking to? Um, I don't, I don't know. I'm, I've been running for quite some time. I do know a little bit about running, but I think we're all beginners. I really do. I think just like maybe before I was injured, I was at, an intermediate level or an advanced level or whatever you want to call it. I don't know how to gauge that because now I've been off for probably 5 months with an injury. And a lot of times I like to swim or bike or do something, but I couldn't even bike. My knee hurt so bad. So, um, I do like to do that, but you may not have a pool, you may not have a bike. So I've just been kind of off trying to do like more light stuff. Um, so now I would say, you know, I'm at beginner level. I'm starting at the beginning again. So that's why I don't know. I don't know what I am. I don't know if I'm a beginner, intermediate. I do know a little bit about running. I've been running for a little bit of time. And so I can only tell you what I know. And if you ask, I'll try to do my best to answer the questions. If I don't know the answer, I'll say, hey, I don't know that. I can try to maybe find the answer for you or study up on that. I don't know. Like, I'm going to do my best to answer whatever questions if you guys have them or if you even ask them, whatever. Um, so uh, I know the most common thing people always tell me, they're like, oh, you will never see me running unless somebody's chasing me. Um, they're, you know, or if a bear's chasing me or if I'm running for my life. Well, we all are. We're all out there running for our lives. We are being chased. Like, we are being chased by ourselves, by our brains, by our minds. Um, so when people say that to me, I'm like, well, I am running. I'm running from myself. So uh so I know that sounds crazy, but until you lace up your shoes and you put 30 miles on them and you're out there by yourself, or 60 miles or 100 miles or 200 miles or how many ever miles your race is, you learn a lot about yourself. And you're out there and you're stuck with your brain, with your own brain, with your own thoughts. So you face a lot of things mentally out there. It is not always an easy task. So you definitely come back and you're like, oh my word, you'll never believe what I thought about out there. I do have coffee. Some people drink it, some people do not. Some people say it's good for you, some people say it's not good for you. I don't know. I don't really care. I drink it. So if you see me drinking something, it's probably coffee or it's water. I do drink a lot of water. Um, so um that's it. So uh don't let people tell you that you're going to run your knees, you're going to run your joints, you're going to run your hips, you're going to trash your body. They're trashing their body too. They're just doing it differently. They're doing it with different things. So just remember, it doesn't matter, because they're telling you not to trash your body and not to ruin your joints and not to, but then they're also doing things that ruin their bodies. They have bad habits too. You have to decide, which habits are you willing to live with? Do you want to get out there and move your body and live life to the fullest? Or what or what would you what everybody picks their poison. So you're either dying from one thing or you're dying from another. We're all going through that journey. So why not do it with something you love? So I don't care what they say. I'm going to keep running. I'll see you guys next time. Remember, ask questions. If there are things you want to know about, what kind of gear I use, what shoes I wear, what socks I wear, um, ask. Uh, Ask about my next race. It's coming up. It's in September. I can track. Um, I could put a little bit of videos out about a few videos out about what I'm doing next, where I'm going, what race is next. Um, I don't have a huge crew. It's me and my husband, and my mom comes down. My mom has literally came to every race. I know that's so crazy, but my mom helps crew me sometimes. She's amazing. We call her Mama J. I can definitely give you like more things. She's hilarious. But I can do all kinds of stuff. I can do a vlog about my running. You guys tell me what you want to see, what kind of content you want to see, because I want to do stuff that you guys want to watch. So I know this video is long for this is my first video, just getting started. But if you guys will help me, I will put on here what you want to see, what you want to learn, what you want to hear about. What do you want to hear about? So I will see you guys later. I'm gonna try to drop a video every week. Um, and then I can give you guys links to my I can do links in my bio. That's what everybody does, links in my bio. I can do that, and to Instagram, Facebook, whatever you guys want to see. Okay, this I'm gonna run this based on what you want to see. If you don't ask questions, I'm gonna just do videos, and then until you ask, I'm just gonna keep doing them every week. I'm gonna try to drop them. I don't know what day. I have not decided. I do work a full-time job as a nurse, so my day off is probably going to be the days I drop the videos. But just kind of depends. I mean, if I already have them made, I might go ahead and drop them. I don't know how to do a bunch of editing stuff yet, but I'm just learning as I go. Just like I learned how to run by putting on my running shoes. I'm going to learn by just getting in there and just doing videos. And then if you guys have tips and tricks, like I want to hear it. I want to hear your running stories. I want to hear your running advice. If anybody has advice about blisters, I am all ears. I'm all ears about all kinds of running things. Um, I'm about it. I love it. It is so fun. I think everybody should share. It is a great sport, and I think we should all be out there to make it happen. So sorry it was a little longer. It's 5 minutes over what I wanted, but see you guys next time.